Hey, good morning. About a little over a month ago, I was asked by Geronimo how to fix his disc cooker. I forgot the word he called it. Some people call it discada, but it's a disc cooker to me. Some people call them Mexican woks or whatever. But anyway, I've got one that needs fixing. So, Mutton suggested that I do this in a video. Now, I don't know how to do all that stuff about stitching things together and splicing and editing. So I'm going to do part video and part stills. But here we go. We're going to start with a pretty rough looking old disc. And there's a lot of ways to do this. Now I'm going to turn y'all around somehow and show y'all this old disc. You see that thing? It's kind of rough, isn't it? That's okay. That's okay. We're going to fix it. Now there's several ways to do that. If you really are bored and have tons of time on your hands, which you very well may in this climate, feel free to get you some coarse sandpaper or something and just sand away at it to start with. But I don't have that kind of time because I'm going to cook on mine this evening. So it's been a long time since I've cooked on this, and this is a perfect opportunity when Doug wanted to know how to fix it. So I'm going to show you, first of all, the things we need to do that. One moment. Okay, here we go. This is hard to do, folks. Okay, on this table, you see a bottle of vinegar. That's all that is a bottle of vinegar. And then there's a box of coarse kosher salt. And somewhere over there, you'll see a scrubby pad that's never been used. Don't want anything that's ever had soap in it. And then there's a little striker for the cooker. So, hang on a minute. I'm going to turn this off and get this started, and we'll be taking pictures. I lied. We're going to take pictures and videos. Y'all see that? I poured a little bit of plain old vinegar in there, white vinegar. And look how red that water is. It's getting that corrosion off of the cooker. I mean, it's going to eat it up. If I had a place big enough and enough gallons of vinegar, I could just submerge this thing for a couple days. I actually do that sometimes with my camping cast iron when it gets a little wet and gets a little corrosion on it. But as you probably know, we're going to have to re-season this because every time you scrub something like this, your seasoning goes with it. And corrosion gets rid of your seasoning. And seasoning is vitally important. Treat your disc cooker just like you do your cast iron cookware. By the way, look at the baby corn. Anyway, we're going to keep scrubbing on this a little bit and rinsing it in between times, and then we're going to go to the next step, which really gets this stuff off. One thing I didn't show y'all is heat is your friend. You get this thing a little bit warm and it helps. Don't get it hot because it'll blister you pretty fast. And the way these disc cookers are shaped, with that bowl shape to them, man, they get hot in a hurry. So anyway, y'all warm it up a little bit. See that steam rising off there? I rinsed it out a second ago with clear water. And it got just a whole lot of that corrosion off already. See you in another little bit. Y'all see that? Pouring a little bit of that coarse kosher salt in there. It's an amazing thing what it does when you get to scrubbing it. We're going to do a little scrubbing like this. And see that salt turn it nasty looking? That's getting that gunk out. Anyway, see you in a little while. Okay, it's getting better. Every step it gets a little bit better. Now, excuse my arm in the picture, we're going to pour a little bit more of this vinegar in there. Fact is, we're going to pour pretty good little splash right there. Then, y'all all know when y'all were growing up, you used to make little volcanoes in school, right? We're going to make one right here. Man, look at that stuff work. It is eating away at all that bad stuff. Sorry about the camera work. I don't have a tripod or a mount, but I can have one ordered. But since I was going to cook fajitas today anyway, I thought, what a great time to do this. Okay, see, it's fizzling down. Now we can make it fizzle more. Oh, looky here. I mean, it's working. It is cutting through any little bits of rust, cooked on leftover stuff that you might not have cleaned out so good last time you used it. And it is really going to help this old disc to be clean. We're going to put a little bit on the handle just because we want to. Not really all that important. But see that? Man, I can see flakes and bits in there. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Okay, why have I got this glove on? Because this thing's warm. Okay, I got to go and dump this out and get another round going. I'll probably skip y'all a couple of rounds and come back to you. Just a quick little tip here. You know you're getting somewhere when your salt stays white. That's good. This little dude here is just about clean enough to start seasoning again. We'll see y'all in just a little bit. We've got all the gunk off this thing. It's down to metal. I'm drying it. Now, one thing you need to do is, just like cast iron, heat is your friend. You want to dry this thing out just as thoroughly as you can. See that water pooling up in the middle? We got to get rid of some of that. Now we're going to dry the rest of the way out on this fire. What you want to do is make sure that there's no moisture left before you start seasoning, or you'll trap it under your seasoning and it'll start rusting again. And that's not any good. Now, we'll get on to care of this later. But like I said in an earlier little snippet, care for it just like you would your cast iron skillet. In other words, no soap, no soap. Hot water only. Scrub it good and wipe her down with a light coating of oil every time to maintain your seasoning. I've got a bunch of cast ironware that I use a lot, and it gets wiped down every time I use it. Got some I don't use very often that I got to do this to it every once in a while. So, dogs hear me. Can y'all hear them barking? So anyway, we're going to shut this out here in a little bit. I'm fixing to start seasoning this dude as soon as it's completely dry. Thank you, buddy. I'm back again. We're going to get down here on the ground here where this is easier to do, and we'll show you all this. But don't tell your wife you got this out of the kitchen because you forgot to get some of your own, okay? But we're going to put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in there. It's not going to take a lot for this big old cooker. Just that is it. Now, you see that? Now then, boy, this is hard to do by yourself. Now, you're going to take a lint-free cloth. Now, this is still warm, but that's okay. Now, we're going to take this lint-free cloth, and we're just going to wipe this thing everywhere. You see that? Wipe the whole thing down. It doesn't take the whole lot, because you're going to do multiple coats. But look at that. You can already see some happiness going to happen. Now, this dude's pretty warm right now. I'm going to let her cool down a while. Doesn't that look better? Except for them rusty horseshoes. I'm thinking I'm going to probably take a steel brush to those and put some black paint or something on them. We don't know yet. But anyway, I'm going to let this thing cool down for probably 30, 40 minutes. Then I'm going to do it again. But I'm going to heat it up again first. Every time, heat it up, heat it up, heat it up. Now, you don't got to get it smoking. You want it right before that point. And then you put your oil on there, and then you let her cool down to outside air temperature. So here it goes. See you in a bit. Well, there it is. It's finished. What do you think? Looks pretty good to me. It's got 4 coatings on it of olive oil. Now, there's a lot of ways to do this. A lot of different oils out there. Use what you want. You know, everybody's grandmothers and great-grandmothers use lard on their cast iron, but if you're not going to use it every day, that's not a good idea, because lard will get rancid. So pick something else. I used olive oil today because that's what I had. It's good because it has a high smoke point. Now, if I really had thought this out well, I would have gone and found some flaxseed oil or some avocado oil, because they really are the best two to use to do this with on your cast iron and your disc cookers. Now, your disc cooker is steel. It's not cast iron. So, it's going to be a little rough just because of where it came from. This thing plowed somebody's fields at one time. But it's an amazing cooker. Care is easy when you get through cooking. Wipe that thing out. If there's any cooked on gunk in there, throw you a little bit of that coarse salt in there and scrub it around. Y'all saw me use that little scrubbing pad thing. The best thing to use is actually a piece of leather. That coarse salt just ate up that scrubbing pad I was using. And you can get mean with it with that leather. Now, speaking of getting mean with it, as y'all know, the reason this has taken so long to come up with is 5 weeks ago I broke my arm. So, Brother Geronimo, today You help me give my arm its really first good test. Right now, it's madder than a 13-year-old girl. But it'll be all right. I enjoy doing this, and I'm going to show y'all some of the end results later on today that'll be included in these videos. We're going to stitch this all together somehow. Don't know how yet, because I don't know how to do it. But you asked for it, you got it, and now I am going to reap the rewards of it this evening. Now, as to how to maintain your deal, one of the best things to do with any of your steel or cast iron cookware is to fry something in it, deep fry something. None of us do that anymore. I can't tell you the last time I cooked a French fry, or fried chicken, or chicken fried steak. I don't know when it was. But that's a good thing to do for your cast iron and for your disc cooker. It helps build that seasoning up even more. And now this is not as slick as your great-grandmother's cast iron skillet that's used every day, but I promise you nothing's going to stick to it, and it's going to cook really nicely, heat up fast, and it's going to have wonderful flavors that just keep adding and adding and adding. Later on in this video, we're going to show you something else that we're going to be doing here pretty soon. But it's a little surprise, and it'll come, probably just a few minutes. See ya. Oops, sorry about that. Y'all see that? There's a bunch of goodness happening right there. I mean, that's some good stuff. Everything but the garlic came out of my garden. This is the beginnings of something it'll rock your world. It really will. And all on the disc cooker that we season all day today. Now, of course, we're going to re-season this after we cook this right here. We're going to wipe it down with a little bit of olive oil, like I told you, Geronimo. Anyway, this is the beginnings of something that I love dearly, and I will clue y'all in on that as we go throughout this day. But right now, I wish this was smell-o-vision. Y'all just wouldn't believe the aromas coming off of this cooker right now. Garlic and onions and jalapenos and tomatoes. Now, you see all those little bitty onions? Well, those are what come out of my garden. Those are the ones that didn't get very big. I figured I could use them all up at once instead of using one big one. Anyway, plus I didn't have many big ones. Anyway, you'll see more in a bit. Hey everybody, we're back again. Do y'all see this? This is a molcajete. This is what I told y'all I was getting. I am so excited to do this. This is what I just roasted outside on that disc cooker that we've been seasoning all day long. Watch this. We're going to, we lost an onion. He's an escapee. That's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to mash all this goodness up together. What we have in here is 4 medium-sized tomatoes, some smaller-sized onions, 2 jalapenos, and some garlic. So, we're going to stop this video right now, and I'm going to keep mashing, and I will show you the end result in a little bit. See ya, bye. Hey everybody, I'm back. Look at that. That is all that grinding right there, and it is some kind of goodness. I've already had a little cheap bite. But let me tell you, this is some kind of good stuff. This is actually the traditional salsa recipe for most of Mexico. And the girl that's been teaching me these things, she's a pretty good teacher. And she says you can do it in your molcajete or in your blender. But if you want to be traditional, use your molcajete. So I got one. And it's a lot of work, but it is some kind of fun. I mean, just a bit ago, you saw those vegetables out there on my disc cooker getting all blistered up and roasted kind of goodness. And man, did it turn out to be something. There's nothing in here that I didn't grow except for the garlic, like I told you earlier. And that is a lot of satisfaction. And I don't mind taking that satisfaction. It was a lot of fun. But this right here, I'm not going to be able to turn this camera to me because I don't know how to do all that. But see that coming on that chip? Does that look like goodness or what? Okay, listen up. Oh. I know you wish you were here right now. Okay. Now that we made that salsa, we're cooking fajitas tonight, folks. There's the first step. A little olive oil on some peppers and onions grown in my garden. Got on the disc cooker. We're going to cook those up, and then shortly we're going to put some meat on there. And this will be a pretty fun thing to do. Have a great Independence Day while you're watching all this. Okay, the video challenge is over, but we all have one thing to say because somebody forgot how to do his disc cooker. Ready? Thank you, Uncle Doug. We sure ate good and had homemade banana pudding to boot. Bye.